extra-dimensional beliefs and function. Have you ever swum with sharks? Have you ever eaten pizza? Do you like feet? Do you know the conductor? These are all questions that go with a few very fringe beliefs and religions, possibly even different entities. Photo by Lance Rise on Unsplash. Oftentimes, we look at schizophrenics and individuals in psychiatric wards as irrational, insane mostly. It is uncomprehendable that they live in their own realities. So many other negative connotations and stereotypes can be applied. Is it possible they just function beyond our comprehension? Over the last 40 years, the CIA has even found truth in some of the defined delusions that psychiatric ward patients have. So much, in fact, that oftentimes psychiatric wards are surveilled, and while this sounds like a completely insane conspiracy, if you go on NCIB and PubMed as well as other sources, the results of these explorations and surveillances have been published. Exploring that, we find many different beliefs and comprehensions of other realities and dimensions, now known as quantum psychology. If you were to check into a site for today and make it through to the evaluation, to admission, you would find so many odd things, so many strange topics of conversations. Even the interactions would seem completely unrealistic. You would see people wandering around talking to people that aren't there and exchanging different items, playing cards with each other, but it's never normal cards. Maybe you just don't know the card game. In a place where trading food and different color sugars might just mean you don't go home. Some patients say that the psychiatric ward and rehab are for individuals to go and learn to be more human again. Others say it's a place for other world entities to speak through individuals and make deals, arrangements, fulfill contracts, even spiritual ones. You may even become a queen or king of an unknown realm. But be careful you do not lose the item, whether you know what it is or you do not, because then you will lose everything. Now, it does sound like going down a rabbit hole, but as individuals are now studying Hidden Valley and the access that extra-dimensional psychiatric disorders may have into other realities and multiversal beings or interdimensional beings, these things could just be true. It was previously described to me that eating pizza, they were temporary relationships or arrangements that depended on food or favors and unseen dowries. Just like someone takes you out to dinner, you go for a date, you may end up in a relationship. You just accept a candy bar or a piece of pizza or piece of pie or even a sweatshirt from someone. And as it was explained to me, these relationships don't go off immediately. There is a time period in between, and they say you just serendipitously meet someone that is actually either representative of the entity or other dimensional being, or is actually the entity looking very different. This belief is practiced regularly by individuals that do have the ability or believe they can see other realities. Unbelievably, there is even a God when it comes to pizza. But almost everything is controlled via a conductor. The conductor is considered to have the ability to be able to rewind, fast forward, and control time and fix every disaster. The most common names you will hear regarding eating pizza are criminals, unfortunately criminals that have passed away. It does make you wonder if ghosts are real and if they just live in a different dimension. Now, feet was one that I could not easily comprehend. It was very confusing. Someone comes along and asks, "Do you like feet?" Obviously, the most common answer is going to be no. A smaller percentage of individuals like feet. But they are not referring to feet in the way that you may think. Feet is referred to a form of intimacy where you share your body with another being. Now, what kind of being could possibly allow itself to experience things through your body or share a body? The only thing I know is I was told it looks like the shadow, but still with the human form. Other terms you will often hear Are we share everything now? Some individuals, while they've experienced this or come into contact with someone who practices feet or an entity that believes in feet, they may not know what they're getting into, and sometimes they can't see my gaslighting or breadcrumbing. With feet, there are some surprising practices. These are individuals they claim to be aliens, and when gifting something to you, it's usually some type of planet, although you have no proof, and they are very adamant that it is a planet. But I asked what kind of individuals would trade and sell planets. That sounds unbelievable. Swimming with sharks. Sharks are considered to be white light beings that can have a solid form, or leave a solid form, possibly inhabiting others, and they fly, but they are called sharks because they have the most ability in the other dimensions as far as powers, and they're old. As far as what sharks are really called, we have no clue, but they are bright white energy beings, and sometimes we often see them in dreams as individuals we know. We will even see them watching as other people that we have known. The entities and people that you actually see in dreams, while they may look human, some of them are not. They just choose human form, even something called. There are even some that look as though they are dead people, just frozen and staring. Sometimes these beings will have no eyes. They will occupy a human form in your dream, but there will be no eyeballs. Often in the real world and on Earth we do see people that resemble this, although they have eyeballs, that they are stone-cold individuals who lack empathy or reaction. There are many explanations for it, but in the psychiatric ward halls, you will hear whispers that these are not humans, and they communicate by other means, and their customs, or what we would call strange actions, which also translate to a lot of prisons, the ways of communication, brokering deals, interacting with others, making agreements and trades of sort. Individuals that eat pizza have a barter system based on things considered good and things considered evil. Just like a chessboard, there is black and white, which can define you, or there could be blue and red. Now when it comes to food, it will be brand foods or brand sugars, if the sugar has blue writing on it, or blue packaging, even chips depending on the color of their branding and packaging. It could just be the type of sandwich that defines you. And of course, when discussing pizza, there is so much confusing slang and innuendo. It is sad. They are not psychiatric wards, and jails can be conference grounds much like UNESCO, and these are the places where other dimensional deals and agreements are made. If this is the case, who is really running the world? Who are these mysterious queens and kings of Earth that are referred to?